All right, so for this deep dive, we're doing something, well, something a little different. Usually we're digging through these, dense academic papers, double-blind studies, all that.
The usual suspects.
Exactly. But today we are literally looking over the shoulder of two university students, Kesser and Steen. We've got their class notes,
Scribbled, coffee stain, the whole deal. It's from a class called Nature and Innovation.
which sounds a bit out there, but their professor brought in a guest lecturer to talk about, well, the absolute cutting edge of health science.
The gut-brain connection. It's maybe the hottest topic in medicine right now.
And what's so cool about these notes is you can see the guys processing it all in real time. They're like arguing in the margins, drawing little diagrams.
You get a real sense of their personalities.
Totally.
Yeah.
These two are characters. They seem completely obsessed with fermentation, with growing their own food in a, quote, backyard kitchen garden.
Aspiring homesteaders, it sounds like.
Yeah, and they're asking the big question, right? Can we actually prevent huge, scary things like depression or even Alzheimer's just by changing what we eat?
It's the ultimate question, and their notes are where we're going to look for the answer.
An answer that apparently involves space travel and slime-eating bacteria. So let's dive into Kesser and Steen's notebook.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the lecture kicks off with a history lesson on Alzheimer's research, and honestly, it's kind of a tragedy. Kesser has the paradigm shift written in huge letters here.
Yes, and the notes call the old, approach the hunt for the philosopher's stone.
What does that mean in this context?
For decades, the entire pharmaceutical industry was betting billions of dollars on a single target: plaque.
Amyloid beta plaque, right. The sticky stuff they find in the brains of Alzheimer's patients.
Exactly. The logic seems so simple. Plaque is there, so the plaque must cause the disease.
The gun and the bullet.
Pretty much. So they thought if we just create a drug that clears out the plaque, we cure dementia. They even built factories ready to go.
And it didn't work.
It was a spectacular failure.
Kesser has a note here that's underlined like 5 times. Medicine made patients feel worse. How is that even possible?
Well, it forced this huge, painful reevaluation. And this is the pivot. Researchers started asking a new question. What if the plaque isn't the arsonist?
What if it's the firefighter?
Exactly. It's a powerful analogy. You see firefighters at a fire. You don't assume they started it just because they're there.
Right. You don't get rid of the fire department to stop fires.
And the new theory suggests that amyloid beta, the plaque, is actually an antimicrobial peptide.
A weapon.
It's a weapon. The brain creates it to trap and neutralize invaders. Bacteria, viruses, whatever gets in. It's a defense mechanism.
So the brain is making this gunk on purpose.
As a shield, yeah. It creates this sticky web to trap the pathogen.
Which completely changes everything. Because if you take a drug that just dissolves that plaque...
You're dissolving the shield. You're taking down the quarantine wall while the infection is still active.
Which is why people might have gotten sicker. You're removing the brain's only defense.
It makes a terrifying amount of sense.
It really does.
Yeah.
But then it leads to the question Steen writes in the margins here with about 1 million question marks. Where are the invaders coming from?
And that's the perfect bridge. The invaders are coming from inside us, from our gut.
Which brings us to my absolute favorite tangent in these notes, the Mars debate.
Yes, the surf shack in outer space.
So the conversation in class drifts, and Steen asks this question about colonizing Mars. He says, if people want to go, let them. Then they can see if they live off artificial ketchup on a tube.
A visit image. But it's actually a great scientific question.
And Kesser writes back, what are people going to live on in a surf shack in outer space?
And the lecturer apparently ran with it because it illustrates the biological problem perfectly. What happens to your gut microbiome if you eat nothing but sterile, processed tube ketchup?
It dies, right?
It collapses. You lose all that diversity. You get something called dysbiosis.
And when that gut ecosystem falls apart,
You get leaky gut.
we hear that term thrown around a lot. What is actually mechanically happening?
It's pretty literal. The lining of your gut is supposed to be a fortress wall. You have these things called tight junctions.
Like the mortar between the bricks.
Exactly. And in a healthy gut, that mortar is solid, nothing gets through. But bad diet, like our tube ketchup diet, it destroys the mortar. The junctions loosen up.
So things start leaking through.
Things that should stay in your gut start seeping into your bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
Bacteria, toxins, you name it.
And then the immune system just goes haywire.
Total panic mode. You get systemic inflammation. That inflammation travels up to the brain, it weakens the blood-brain barrier, and suddenly the brain is under siege.
And it starts putting up those plaque shields to defend itself.
That's the theory. The plaque is the response to the leak.
So Kesser and Steen's obsession with their vegetable garden isn't just a hobby.
It's a primary defense strategy for their brains. Fix the wall, and the invaders can't get in.
Okay, let's talk about fixing the wall. The notes highlight two heroes, two specific bacteria. The first one is a bit of a mouthful, Lactobacillus plantarum.
A true classic. The notes call it nomadic for a reason.
Meaning it gets around?
It's everywhere. It lives on plants, oocyte insects, in our gut. It's incredibly resilient.
And this ties right back to the boys' fermentation hobby.
100%. This is the pickle bug. It's the dominant bacteria in sauerkraut, kimchi, real sourdough. It just takes over.
So why do we want it in our guts? What's it doing for the brain?
Okay, this is where it gets really exciting. The notes mention a study on mice with chemically induced Alzheimer's.
And this bacteria helped them.
Significantly. And it's how it helped that matters. Yeah. It boosted the levels of something called BDNF in the hippocampus.
Brain-derived neurotrophic factor?
Yep. Think of it like fertilizer for your brain cells. It helps them grow, connect, repair themselves.
I've heard of that with exercise. Running boosts BDNF.
It does. And so does eating pickles, apparently. High BDNF means better memory, better mood. Low levels are strongly linked to depression and even Parkinson's.
Wow. So when Steen asks Kesser, does this mean homemade yogurt can keep you from getting sick? He's on the right track.
He's dead on. It's what we call a psychobiotic, a microbe that affects your mental state.
I love Kesser's response here. He just writes, maybe we should ask Oma to teach us, his grandma.
It's perfect, isn't it? It connects this high-level molecular biology straight back to folk wisdom. Oma didn't know about BDNF, but she knew her family was healthier when they ate her fermented foods.
So hero number one, the pickled probiotic. Got it. Now hero number two. This one seems to have grossed Steen out a little bit.
Ah, yes. Akkermansia muciniphila.
The slime eater.
A very descriptive nickname.
Steen's note is just, damn it, Kesser, are you saying these bacteria live on slime? All caps.
He's not wrong. It lives in the mucus layer of your intestines.
Yeah.
And its primary food source is that mucus.
Okay, that sounds really bad. Isn't the mucus a protective layer? Why would we want something eating it?
It's a paradox. This is a key insight. Biology loves feedback loops. By eating the old mucus, Akkermansia actually stimulates the cells in your gut to produce more fresh, new mucus.
Oh, so it's like exfoliation for your intestines.
That is a perfect analogy. It clears out the old stuff and forces the body to regenerate a thicker, stronger barrier. It reinforces the castle wall.
So without the slime eater, the slime gets old and weak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as a bonus, while it eats, it produces short-chain fatty acids.
Which are good.
They're essential. They're fuel for the cells of the gut wall itself. So this one bacteria strengthens the physical barrier and feeds the bricks in the wall. Low levels are a huge red flag for obesity, diabetes, all sorts of issues.
I am sold on the slime eater. I want a thick castle wall. How do I get more of it? Do I just buy Akkermansia pills?
You can't, and this is a huge point in the notes. You cannot eat Akkermansia.
But why not? We can eat the other one.
Akkermansia hates oxygen. It's anaerobic.
Yeah.
So it's almost impossible to keep alive in a supplement. And you won't find it in any food.
So if I can't eat it, but I need it, what am I supposed to do?
You have to farm it.
Farm it inside me.
You have to cultivate the colony you already have. Everyone has a little bit. The goal is to feed it the specific fertilizer it loves so that it blooms.
And this is where we get back to Kesser and Steen's garden. They have a whole list here titled Feed the Garden.
This is the actionable part. It loves two main things: polyphenols and specific types of fiber.
Okay, let's do the polyphenols. They've got apples, berries, grapes, green tea.
Flaxseed, nuts, olives, asparagus, all those richly colored plant foods.
And then the fibers, FOS and GOS. Sounds like something from a lab.
It stands for fructooligosaccharides and galactooligosaccharides.
Right. FOS and GOS it is. Where do we find those?
Think flavor. Onions, garlic leeks, bananas, chicory root, Jerusalem artichokes.
So basically all the stuff that's not an artificial ketchup on a tube.
Precisely. If you're not eating these things, your Akkermansia population is starving. Your mucus layer thins out. Your gut gets leaky.
But if you're eating a diet rich in these things...
You are throwing fertilizer on the fire, the population booms, the gut barrier thickens, and the inflammatory signals going to the brain just quiet down.
The notes call out olive oil, too.
Extra virgin olive oil specifically. It's packed with those polyphenols. It's liquid gold for that gut barrier.
It's amazing. The boys have a little summary note here. Conclusion. We can't just rely on pills. We have to eat fibers from vegetables.
It's such a simple sentence, but it's the whole point. They went into this lecture maybe thinking about some new miracle drug and walked out realizing the most advanced technology might just be an onion.
It completely validates their whole Kitchengarden idea. The innovation is going back to nature.
That's it. It's about tending the ecosystem, not just fueling a machine.
And it all comes back to that contrast between the Mars Surf Shack and Oma's kitchen.
Exactly. One is sterile and dead. The other is messy, fermented, and alive. And our biology is designed for Oma's kitchen.
So to recap our mission, we wanted to know if diet could prevent things like depression and Alzheimer's, and the verdict from these notes.
The verdict is that diet is one of the most powerful levers we have. The Alzheimer's plaque might be a response to an infection from a leaky gut.
And we can fight that leak with Lactiplantibacillus plantarum from fermented foods to boost our brain fertilizer.
And we can farm the slime eater, Akkermansia, by feeding it the right fibers to build a stronger wall.
It really seems like Kesser and Steen walked out of that class more convinced than ever to get that garden planted.
And to probably call their Oma for that yogurt recipe.
The best kind of homework.
Absolutely.
And it's what this deep dive is all about, really, finding those connections.
For sure.
So if you want to keep following these threads with us and you want to see what Kesser and Steen get up to next, please make sure you hit that subscribe button.
It really helps us keep our own garden growing, so to speak.
Before we go, I want to leave you with one last thought, going back to that firefighter analogy.
The plaque as a defense.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. For 40 years, some of the smartest people on the planet were attacking the plaque. They were fighting the firefighters.
It's a very human response. See a problem, attack the symptom.
But what if the symptom is actually the solution? It makes you wonder, in your own life, what are the symptoms you're trying to suppress?
That's a deep question.
That headache, that fatigue, are you just taking a pill to make the firefighter go away? Or are you looking around for the fire?
And maybe, just maybe.
Maybe the fire started in your gut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe the answer isn't in the medicine cabinet after all. Maybe it's in the vegetable drawer.
Something to chew on. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.